Good morning, students. Hope you all would have enjoyed the previous class. Now, in today's class, we are going to see about the post-Mauryan India. The post-Mauryan India from Unit 2. The word post-Mauryan indicates the period where when the Mauryan completes their own rule or kingship. And here we will be learning about what are all the changes or turnovers that happened after Mauryan period. Moving on to the introduction part, the breakup of Mauryan Empire resulted in the invasion of Sakas, Scythians, Parthians, Indo-Greeks or Bactrian Greeks and Kushanas from the northwest. First, let me say you the meaning for the word invasion. The word invasion means to conquer certain country or place with the help of army people without even informing. This is the meaning for invasion, students. And in the northwest part, Indo-Greeks, Sakas, Parthians and Kushanas were invaded, and in the south, Satavahanas became independent after Ashoka's death. There were Sungas and Kanvas in the north before the emergence of Gupta dynasty. Chedis, who can also be called as Kalinga. Chedis, who can also be called as Kalinga, declared their independence. And moving on to the next part, Mahada. Mahada, which is considered to be the premier state. The meaning of premier state is that which is considered to be the important state or the centralized state of that country. Though Mahada ceased to be the premier state of India, it continued to be a great center of Buddhist culture. Now, let's see about sources, students. Under sources, we have got archaeological sources. Inscription or copper plate. Inscription means that in Tamil they used to say kalvettugal, right? I have shown in the image kalvettugal. On those days, we did not have any paper or pen. So they used to write on the wall like this. That's called inscription. The inscriptions are Ayodhya inscription of Danadeva, Persepolis Nakshi-Rutram inscriptions, Mogha, Taxila copper plate, Junagadh, Girnar inscription, Nasik eulogy, inscription of Darius I. I repeat, these words are little tough, but as days goes on, when you repeat, you can get it by heart. I repeat, students, Ayodhya inscription of Danadeva, Persepolis Nakshi-Rutram inscriptions, Mogha, Taxila copper plate, Junagadh, Girnar inscription, Nasik eulogy, inscription of Darius I. Now, let's see about coins, students. Coins of Satavahanas, coins of Karthages II, Roman coins. There were only 3 coins mentioned in the book, students. I repeat, coins of Satavahanas, coins of Karthages II, Roman coins. You can view the picture, students. I have displayed it. Now, let's see about the literary sources. Puranas, Garhi Samhita, Harsha Charita of Banabhata, Mahabhashya of Patanjali, Brihast Katha of Gunadaya, Madhyamika Sutra of Nagarjuna, Buddha Charita of Ashwaghoshya, and at the last, Malavikagnimitra of Kalidasa. These are all the literary sources, students. Now, I repeat the literary sources, students. Puranas, Garhi Samhita, Harsha Charita of Banabhata, Mahabhashya of Patanjali, Brihastkatha of Gunadaya, Madhyamika Sutra of Nagarjuna, Buddha Charita of Ashwaghoshya, Malavikagnimitra of Kalidasa. And we have got one foreign notice here. Accounts of Huin Sang, the Chinese Buddhist monk and traveler. Huin Sang is a Chinese Buddhist monk and also a traveler. Now, let's see about the rulers of Indo-Greeks. Rulers of Indo-Greeks. The first ruler is Demetrius I. Demetrius I. He was the son of Greco-Bactrian ruler Euthydemus. He was son of Macedonia from 294 to 288 BC. Numismatic evidence proves that Demetrius issued bilingual square coins with Greek on the obverse and Kashotri on the reverse. Scholars are not able to decide of the 3 named Demetrius, which of the initiator of the Yavana era, commencing from 2nd century BC in India. And the next king whom we are going to see is Menander. Menander, he will also come under Indo-Greek king students. He will also come under Indo-Greek kings. He is said to have ruled a large kingdom in the northwest of the country. It is a noted point, students. He is said to have large kingdom in the northwest of the country. His coins were found over an extensive area ranging from Kabul Valley and Indus River to western Uttar Pradesh. Milinda Paha, a Buddhist text, is a discourse between Bactrian king Milinda and the learned Buddhist scholar Nahasena. And at the last, it is said as Milinda is identified with Menander. Milinda is something related to Buddhism, but here at the last, Milinda is identified with Menander. Menander is believed to have become a Buddhist and promoted Buddhism. In his last stage, that is Menander, during his last stage, he became a Buddhist and he also promoted Buddhism. Now, we will be seeing about the rulers of Indo-Parthians, Pahlavas. Pahlavas will come under Indo-Parthians. Indo-Parthians came after the Indo-Greeks and the Indo-Scythians, who were in turn defeated by the Kushanas in the second half of the 1st century AD. Indo-Parthian kingdom or Gondapura dynasty was founded by Gondophares. In this paragraph, what they have mentioned is Indo-Parthians are the people who came after Indo-Greeks. In the before slide, we saw about Indo-Greeks, right students? Only after those Indo-Greeks, these Indo-Parthians came. Kushanas defeated Indo-Scythians in the second half of the 1st century AD. And the point to be noted is Indo-Parthians can also be called as Gondophorid. And this Gondophorid was founded by Gondophares. The domain of Indo-Parthians comprised Kabul and Gandhara. Domain means the region, the particular area or the particular territory is called the domain. The domain of Indo-Parthians are Kabul and Gandhara. The name of Gondophares is associated with the Christian apostle Saint Thomas. He came to India and according to Christian tradition visited the court of Gondophares and embraced Christianity. Here it is mentioned that Gondophares is likely associated with Christian apostle Saint Thomas. The meaning of associated is connected or related. These Gondophares are connected with Christian apostle Saint Thomas. This is the picture of Saint Thomas, Apostle Saint Thomas. He came to India and according to Christian tradition, Saint Thomas came to India to the Christian tradition and visited the court of Gondophares and embraced Christianity. Embraced means he has upholded, he has accepted the Christianity. This is what is explained in the paragraph, students. Last slide we saw about Indo-Greek ruler students, and from this slide we'll see about Kushanas. The Kushanas formed a section of Yuchi tribes who inhabited northwestern China in the remote past. It is said that these Kushanas people all lived in the part of northwestern China in the remote past. In the 1st century BC, the Yuchi tribes were composed of 5 major sections, of which the Kushanas attained political ascendancy over others. Here it explains that these Yuchi tribes were composed of 5 major sections. Note it down, students. Yuchi tribes were composed of 5 major sections, of which Kushanas attained political ascendancy over others. These Kushanas people accumulated their political power. By the beginning of Christian era, all the Yuchi tribes had acknowledged the supremacy of the Kushanas. They had shed their nomadic habits and settled down in the Bactrian and Parthian lands adjacent to the northwestern border of India. In this paragraph, it explains that these Kushanas are nomads. Nomads means they will not have particular shelters or they will not have particular home. These people are nomads. They will stay here and there. And during the Christian era, these nomads left that behavior and settled down in the Bactrian and Parthian lands, which was adjacent to the northwestern border of India. The Kushanas overran Bactria and Parthia and gradually established themselves in northern India. Their concentration was mostly in the Punjab, Rajputana, and Kathiawar. In the beginning, the Kushanas were in the Bactria and Parthia regions, and later they established for themselves in the North India. So they concentrated mostly on Punjab, Rajputana, and Kathiawar regions. And the thing to be noted is Kushana rulers were almost Buddhist. They were completely Buddhist. Kushana rulers were completely Buddhists. Takshashila and Madura continued to be great centers of Buddhist learning, attracting students from China and Western Asia. Takshashila and Madura, these two prevailed as the greatest learning center for Buddhist center, and those centers attracted students from China and Western Asia to learn about Buddhism. Now, let's see about Kanishka. These Kanishka peoples will come under Kushana kings. Kanishka was the greatest of all the Kushana emperors. He assumed the sovereignty in 78 AD and proclaimed his rule by the foundation of a new era, which later became Saka era. They proclaimed this new rule by the foundation of new era, which turned to be named as Saka era. The Kushana capital initially was Kabul. In the early stage, the Kushana's capital was Kabul. Later, it was shifted to Peshawar or Purishpura. Later, it was known as Peshawar or Purishpura. Now, let's learn about Karpises I and Karpises II. These both kings will come under Kushana rulers. First, we'll learn about Karpises I. He was the first famous military and political leader of the Kushanas. He overthrew the Indo-Greek and Indo-Parthian rulers and established himself as a sovereign ruler of Bactria. He extended his power in Kabul, Gandhara, and up to the Indus. In the stanza, it explains that he is the first famous military and he is also known as the political leader of the Kushanas. He overthrew the Indo-Greek. He stood above the Indo-Greek and Indo-Parthian rulers and established himself as the best ruler of Bactria. He extended his power in Kabul, Gandhara, and up to the Indus. He extended his power in a sense, he invaded the regions of Kabul, Gandhara, and till the Indus, he extended his own power. In the stanza, it explains that he used to maintain a friendly relationship with emperors of China and Rome. No other king will maintain a friendly relationship with other countries, but this Karpises II maintained a friendly relationship with emperors of China and Rome, and he also encouraged trade and commerce with the foreign countries. Some of his coins contain the inscribed figures of Lord Shiva, and imperial titles were inscribed in the Kashotri language. This is the coin which was approved by Karpises II, and they are telling that that was inscribed with the figures of Lord Shiva and it was inscribed with the Kashotri language. Now we have come to the end of the lesson, students. Thank you for watching.